And welcome everyone to the Broadfield Distributing Liquid Lunch. I'm Gary Batan, the president of Broadfield Distributing. I'm subbing in for Jim today to do our NAB wrap-up, and our NAB wrap-up is going to be a lot of fun, but I know with the liquid lunch, we like to start with a little liquid embellishment, so I'm going to use the Broadfield shot glass that we were giving out at our event this year in Vegas, and me and my friend Don Julio. Bottoms up. All right, let's jump right into today's Liquid Lunch, NAB Wrap-Up 2023. First of all, I want to talk about how successful this NAB was for our company. We had a booth at the show floor for the first time ever. We were in the Central Hall. We had our party at the top of the foundation room at the top of Mandalay Bay. We met with our vendors and our customers, more than 75 dealers, more than 30 vendors. Lots of great conversations. Definitely trade shows are back. I felt the show was bigger than it was last year. I think the 65,000 number is probably an exaggeration, but I'm sure it was in the high 50s. Definitely felt the flow of the show are better now. You know, one of the things that happened with the show is it got so crammed in and so tight that going from point A to point B just took so long, and it was a real pain in the neck getting through crowds and stuff like that. The wider aisles make a big difference and definitely make moving around the show a lot easier. But one of the things with the show was it's in 3 halls. It was in the Central, the North, and the West Hall. And the West Hall is beautiful and gorgeous, but it is a schlep to get over there. Some people took the Tesla loop. I didn't. And one of the things that Jim pointed out is that NAB note, you know, when everyone's in Vegas, they talk about how the casinos are right next to each other, but a block in Vegas is a mile in the rest of the world. Well, one of the things that's happened is a 15-minute or a 10-minute walk in Vegas, you've got to add an extra double the amount of time. Why? Because as you walk through these long walks, you're bumping into people you haven't seen in a long time, and you're having a lot of stop and hugs and how you doing and catch-ups and stuff like that. So we said we got to measure the distance, not just in minutes, but in hugs also. So it's just an interesting thing, but as we get back together in the show, it was great to be able to reach out, shake hands, and hug people that you haven't seen. You know, some of them didn't come to NAB last year. Some of those people we haven't seen in years, but we're finally through all that nonsense. The trade show was back. I love where NAB was. I can deal with it growing to 75,000. Hopefully they'll keep it as the same kind of show it was. I know next year is going to be really crazy because it's only going to be South, West, and North. So South, North, and West. That's just going to be a total fiasco getting around, but we'll figure it out. Biggest takeaway from the show was there was no drop dead, gotta have this technology shown at the show. You know, everything is migrating towards cloud and REMI type workflows and software layers, and it's a blend of software and hardware that's making everything, you know, driving the industry. But once again, it's more constant improvements on what we have. Nothing really that I can say was earth-shattering, blow me away new technology like we'd seen in the past when NDI was announced or when REMI workflows first came out or the first views to the cloud. But all that stuff is becoming real. It's becoming more affordable. And with this show, we hope to see more of it, you know, in the future. Wait. I also just want to spend a little more time talking about our party at the top of the Mandalay Bay. We were very excited to have that party at the Foundation Room. We had over 200 people there this year. Hopefully we'll be able to do it at the Foundation Room again next year, but we want to say thank you to all our vendors who sponsored our party. I want to say thank you to all our customers who came to the party. And I want to make sure that everyone who's going to NAB next year reaches out to your sales rep so you can get invited to the party next year. All right, let's jump into the show. These slides are in no particular order, but the first slide was one of my favorite booths of the show, and that was JVC Professional. They had made some announcements prior to the show, and they had some new stuff at the show. Once again, nothing revolutionary, but a really nice next level. You know, they announced that the 500 series camcorders, a best-selling connected camcorder. It is the go-to over-the-shoulder, you know, type camcorder in the industry. They have added NDI-HX to that. It's an upgrade that you can purchase and have NDI-HX with those cameras. I think that's huge. It now gives you multiple choices on NDI-HX handheld cameras, and I just think this 4K connected cam, the 500 series, having that, I think that's a monumental announcement. We're looking forward to seeing JVC bring NDI across to other products in their product line as well. JVC also showed some new controllers and switchers, and that was really, really cool. You know, they've got a new LP 5G connected cam compact TV joystick controller. That joystick controller is going to be a $300 joystick controller, but it's only going to be available with the purchase of 2 or more JVC PTZ cameras. So obviously for you, Mr. Dealer, that's a way for you to get more sales, and they want to get JVC into those productions. But for schools and churches, house of worship, I think it's a great choice. They also came out with their HD6 switcher, a 6-port switcher, very basic, $899, $700 when bundled with 2 PTZ cameras. You know, a lot of people want that just down and dirty, easy, simple switching. And here's a solution for you to use with PTZ cameras. It hopefully becomes a first step for that house of worship or school where you got a PTZ camera you got it into the church, you got it into their lecture center or what have you. Here's a chance to get them into multi-camera at a very affordable level, of course, with additional JVC cameras. And then the other thing that JVC showed that was really excited about is a reach out to the vMix community. And basically what they have is 2 items for vMix. They have a turnkey appliance, a $5,000 HDMI only input device for vMix, and they also will have an SDI version of that that'll be a little bit more money. And then they also were showing a vMix controller with joystick controller built into it that I thought was very, very cool. You can see that on the side of the slide with the little red bar on it. And for $749, that's a great way for you dealers to reach out to those vMix users who you have in your community, in your customer base. And I know that's going to be a big item where vMix is very strong in house of worship and in schools and stuff like that. So definitely call your Broadfield rep to find out more about that product, because we think getting you the ability to sell some more products into that vMix space is just going to allow you to have another vertical profit opportunity. That is the vMix world, which is there's thousands and tens of thousands of vMix users out there. Next up, Atomos. Atomos has their cloud-based editing tools and their Atomos Cloud. Very cool stuff. I want to reiterate, they also launched some specials. So we've got the Ninja 5 at $399. We've got the Zato Connect at $299. We've got the Shogun Connect at $999. We've got a bundle at $699, which gets you the Ninja as well as the Atomos Connect bundle. Now, what were they showing with their cloud-based stuff? Some very cool tools. They have an editor now. They have the live production through the Mavis product that they purchased. And then they've also just got the ability to stream directly from any Connect device, and the Frame.io workflows, which we've gone into before. So a lot of cool technology from Atomos, and also support for the Sony CI, which is Sony's own cloud-based transcoding asset management tool in the cloud for files, proxies, and things like that. So that's going to mean if you're selling high-end Sony cameras, selling an Atomos just became that much easier. Next up, LiveU. LiveU was showing studio cloud production, which I think is a very cool thing. This is where you can take multiple LiveU encoders, send your video up to the cloud, and actually produce that video from the cloud. And what's really cool about it is that cloud producer can be anywhere in the world. You could be in a hotel room, you can be in Philadelphia in your office, you can be at home, whatever you'd like to do. The folks at LiveU put a really good video together. So if we could play that video, I think this is a great profit opportunity for you guys to get into the LiveU REMI workflows.
LiveU Studio is a 100% cloud-native live video production solution, enabling live switching, customizable overlays and graphics, and allows for one-click multi-destination streaming, all from your browser. Grow your fan experience with digital talk shows, breaking news coverage, press conferences, field interviews, you name it. LiveU Studio allows for decentralized collaboration, meaning your talent and crew can be in different locations around the world working on joint projects or different ones, all while expanding your brand presence with secondary and shoulder content. And with LiveU Studio's easy-to-use layering system, you can add your brand's logo, custom graphics, or lower thirds within seconds, and have configurable fallback sources to help keep your production on track under any circumstance. LiveU Studio allows you to bring remote guests into your production with ultra-low latency and crisp video quality in one click. And once your content is ready, distribution has never been easier. The multi-destination feature can send it out to up to 30 channels simultaneously. And you can produce multi-language broadcasts, getting your digital content in front of more eyes faster than ever before.
All right, so I want to remind all our dealers that you now have access to the full LiveU product line through Broadfield Distributing, including the 300, 600, and the 800. So if you've got an opportunity for any of your customers looking to get into Remy production for sports, for a college, for a local news station, whatever it is, give us a call. We'll get on the phone with you. You'll get Glenn and Logan working on the tech support part of it, and your rep will help you write up the order, make sure you include everything that's involved with the SLAs and also the data plans and everything else. So LiveU, cool stuff, cool Remy workflows, and just reminding you that you have full access to the complete LiveU product line through Broadfield Distributing. Next up, the boys from down under brought the thunder. The Atomos guys really did a great job. They had what was probably one of the biggest announcements of the show, and that is the X120 wireless PTZ camera with NDHX3, HD, 1080p, 20x optical zoom, works on Wi-Fi. We think this is a big product. We've got probably 50 to 100 back orders already placed by dealers. Get your back orders in at $995 intro price. This product's going to be hot. How long will the intro price last for? I would say that really depends on how many we can sell at that price. So guys, jump on in, get it spec'd in. Great opportunity there. And with the Wi-Fi, I'm really excited about that. You know, in the early days of NDI, we had the Spark, which was Wi-Fi from NewTek, and it was very problematic, and there were issues with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, we even had issues here. But with the new HX3 technology, the Wi-Fi is much more stable. The finding the product on the network is a lot easier. And once again, makes perfect sense to put it on a PTZ camera because that PTZ camera is going to be in a stationary place, but it just now can be someplace where you don't have easy access to an Ethernet jack. So now you can get on the network. There's going to be a wall mount that'll hold the battery on it, and also you can plug it in through a DC adapter. So very cool product, the X120. Get your pre-orders in now because it's going to be hot, and we hope to have them shipping by, they're saying 6 weeks. So let's hope the first week in June. They were also showing off their video wall software, which I thought was really cool. It allows you to take 4 or 9 displays, each one attached to a BirdDog Play, and then running their video wall app. You can create a video wall with a great deal. And they've got bundles that basically include the Play controllers and the app, $9.95 for 4, $16.95. You'll need to get your own monitors. And once again, the key to those monitors, you need the ones with the really thin bezels. So I know that Philips was what they were using at the show. NEC, some other people make them. I'm sure you could use a standard off-the-shelf television, but we really think you need to get the thinnest bezel possible. But they had it working at the show, and we will have a full display. If you're coming to Infocom, we're going to have a 4x4 display going with the BirdDog Play video wall technology over there. Also, they had a lot of updates to their software. The new software, the Fleet Manager, lets you manage a flock of BirdDog devices, as many as you want, and it lets you see them all from one central place to control them and monitor. Their Silicon 2 software is about to ship. They have a new 5-year warranty with all new BirdDog purchases of PTZ cameras. They've got their Cloud Connect 3, Central, PTZ, NDI PTZ control. You know, when you think of BirdDog, we think of them as three parts of the company. They're the PTZ cameras, they're the converters, and they're also a whole software layer. They've done a great job. Real exciting stuff with their cloud and their cloud workflows. In fact, I think Glenn's going to be coming on a show in the near future with Jake from BirdDog, who's now really focusing on cloud workflows. And we're really excited for that. And if you have any questions about the BirdDog software, BirdDog Cloud, and stuff like that, give your rep a call. And if he needs to bring in Glenn or Logan, he will. We've got those technical guys ready to help you better understand and work with your customer to get the deal closed. And there's one more thing from BirdDog. They are kind of doing a drop-dead promotion on the P200s. You know, that product's becoming a end of life as it gets older, and they're moving it now through education. They have educational bundles that are $12.95, so it's normally $19.95. It's now $12.95 for the P200. Plus, you get almost $1,000 worth of BirdDog software. Well, they extended that promotion to include not just education, but house of worship and nonprofits. So if you're looking for those deals, give us a call. It's a great camera, one of the best-selling cameras we ever sold, and this deal is a great way to go out with a bang for the BirdDog P200. Great profit opportunity for resellers. Canon, the Canon booth, very amazing. You know, we really love these Canon PTZ cameras. The Canon color science brings a whole nother level of, I'm going to say, almost cinema level PTZ. These do not look, when you look at the video from a Canon PTZ camera, it doesn't look like what comes from a PTZ camera. It looks more like what comes from a cinema camera. It's gorgeous. There's a ton of color tools, but they also now have two other tools that are available, auto tracking and auto looping. Auto tracking, they've got a very high intelligent level of auto tracking that we saw demos of that was just spectacular. And that is a firmware you load into the camera. It doesn't have to run on a separate product. And then they also had something that I really thought was cool, which was the auto looping. The looping basically lets you record a whole camera movement inside the camera that you can then call up easily. And not only can you call up that camera movement, you can have multiple movements that go in a cycle, in a circle, or they go to this end and back of camera movements. And it's very cool. It's one of the things I've always wanted, because you can pick how slow or fast it moves. So as an example, I could have a camera movement where I have a camera that's focused in on a product, and then it could get wider. As it gets wider, it could fill the whole stage. If it was a camera that, let's say, was in house of worship, I could be focused on the preacher, and then I could get wider as the choir comes out. Then the next move could be going into the choir on the thing, and I can set up the speed, almost practically keyframe it. It's so cool. So really excited about those technologies. And I think we got a little demo video of the auto tracking. So let's play that because it's very impressive. All right, next up, our folks at Epiphan have some really big announcements that they've done. You know, we've been using the Epiphan Connect on Teams for some of our shows. It's a way to bring remote guests into your program. And the big thing that we love about it is not only does each guest get a video channel, but they get their own audio channel as well. So we can do mix, minus, and other cool stuff to make sure the audio really, they can interact and talk to each other. It's not stepping on each other and muting each other. So that's very cool. And what they announced, they now support Zoom. You knew it was going to happen. It did. So now you have Epiphan Connect for Zoom. One of the things in playing with it a little bit, quite honestly, we have found that when you have more than 3 guests, Teams, the video quality breaks down a little bit. Zoom holds up the quality a little bit better. So you're going to get better video quality. I'm sure Teams versus Zoom is a race that'll keep going on. They'll each be getting better and better. And the great news is that Epiphan Connect fully supports both now. So great job by the folks at Epiphan. And once again, that's a way that you can bring in individual people from a Zoom conference call and have them be individual. Each person in the call becomes an individual input into a more elaborate system like a TriCaster like we have over here. Here's a little bit of a talk discussion about how that works from the folks at Epiphan.
This is the future of webcasting.
The way that you appear inside of this platform is the new suit and tie.
Can Zoom Rooms become a broadcast studio if you combine it with Connect?
That's really that idea of broadcast without barriers. That's that idea of taking every Zoom room in the world and making that a studio.
You're actually getting the full quality, full frame rate, full color space fidelity in our Zoom infrastructure, and that's going right over to Epiphan.
We're really talking about the democratization of video production and really enabling individuals to have the tools in their hands that help them make videos that look maybe as good as what's on CNN.
Oh, I think I'm coming back. There I am. All right, so let's talk about the Pearl family of products. I think what we have to start doing, especially for you dealers, is to understand that while they're all called Pearl, you really should start thinking about positioning each product in a different vertical type workflow. So what I have up here, those first bullet lines, really important. The Pearl Nano ultimate edge device for SRT, NDI, recording, streaming. It's a great edge device to put there as a input to the cloud, to what have you. The Mini, we want you to really think of that as for corporate video. Corporate video, of course, includes high-end education as well, but this is a product that does recording, streaming, playback. All the Epiphan pearls can be controlled remotely through their cloud. Very good product for corporate video. Every kind of gazinta is out there. It gives you HDMI, gives you SDI in and out. It just does everything for one little box, and it's so easy that anyone can do it. A professor, a VP of sales, anyone you want to throw it in front of. And then think of the Pearl 2 as really a event video appliance. Unlike a complicated system like a TriCaster or someone running vMix, with the Pearl, you can have your whole show really set up to be very easily run for any kind of group where you have. And one of the things that I want to make a special note for all you dealers is multi-seat Epiphan deals are happening again. You remember they work great with Panopto and Kaltura and Crestron. Get it into those environments, guys. We've got dealers working on deals for 5s and 10s and 20s of Nanos, Minis, and Pearls. Sometimes they're mixed. Sometimes they're all one or the other. But when you look where the industry's coming, I think a lot of the hardware that was used by some of these partners is aging out or not really cutting it. And it's opportunities for you to swoop in with your expertise, get Epiphan to replace the hardware that's in there, and also let them expand what they're doing, because not only can these products be controlled by those applications, you also can use the Epiphan cloud for another level of control in what you're doing. So go hunting. Those multi-seat deals are out there. And if you get them, give us a call, and we're going to make sure you get all the tools you need, all the technical help you need, and maybe even a few extra points to close the deal. Kiloview is showing off their new converters. Now, a lot of these converters look very familiar, but they're based on their latest Rev 3 chipset. And with that chipset becomes support for HX3 and full NDI for some products. So very exciting about that. They've got the E3 dual channel, 4K HDMI, and then what we're really excited about is the N50 and the N60s. These are hot new products that are going to be starting to ship, some of them now, some of them coming in a few weeks. And then the Cube R1 is an embedded device for multi-channel NDI recording. You can record every NDI stream across your facility. And the Cube Core lets you really manage all those different NDIs as a matrix routing kind of tool. Very cool stuff from Kiloview. They're more than converters. They're really becoming a whole NDI IP video workflow solution. And nothing's a better example of that than their Link Deck series. These are modular products that you could tie together for controlling various different NDI products within your NDI solution in your facility. So as you can see, they've got a multi-viewer, they've got joystick controllers, they've got zooms, they've got comms. It's very cool, very interesting stuff. We definitely suggest you take a look at that when you're laying out bigger facility opportunities that are based on NDI, because even if you have a TriCaster or a vMix, sometimes you just want someone in the room to really be, the master controller who controls all the devices. And this is a great way to add that without interfering with any of the mixing that's going on from your TriCaster, vMix, OBS, Wirecast, whatever you're using. Do we have a video for this? Let's roll that video. Next up is MRMC, Roberts Motion Control. Now, we've been selling that product for a while, and what we put on now is a more affordable line of robotic sliders. In fact, I know you guys are aware that we did a bundle with BirdDog with the P200 that's really cool. But one of the things that we're talking about them at the show is PTZ cameras are cool, but they've kind of become been there, done that. The motion is strictly pan, tilt, and zoom. By putting a camera, be it a PTZ or a cinema camera, on a slider that's moving up, down, left or right, or even in a curl, you get another level of motion that just makes your video that much more engaging. And we're hearing from houses of worship that want to have a slider in front of the preacher. We're hearing from corporate video that wants to do, more glamour stuff of maybe it's a car, maybe it's a video of a car. So they want to have the car be in front of a slider while someone's kind of getting in and out of the car. It's the cool kind of stuff that really can set a video to the next level. So if you're a reseller who's selling like cinema cameras or cameras into high-end corporate video work like that, you definitely want to check out the MRMC, and especially the lift light system that we've got bundles of going on that are affordable systems that let you, set the motorized slider up in a 6-foot wide type slide. These are very cool. We've got some great bundles there. You definitely want to give us a call to learn more about it, because the bundles involve needing other stuff like motors and things like that. But if you've got clients looking for a more sophisticated type motion than just pan, tilt, and zoom, this is a great solution for you to bring it in there. If you're a rental house that does, or your business has a rental business, there's a great thing to add that you can say, here's the business. And by the way, if you want to rent this slider, you can rent the slider for X amount per week, and this is what it does. Now you set it up and use it. The stuff's easy to use and easy to set up, and definitely, if your customers really are into high-end cinematography, video, stuff like that, making commercials or music videos, MRMC, these products are definitely for you to give a look at. So give us a call. Your reps are here to help you with it, and we love these products. Next up, it couldn't be a wrap-up. We weren't talking about our friends at PTZOptics. The Move SE was on display. That's a new line of lower cost, affordable, HD-only PTZ cameras. Very exciting about that. And before we get into the rest of their line, let's roll the video, because they won an award from Videomaker.
The best PTZ camera of NAB is the PTZOptics Move SE. At just $1,000, it offers software-enabled audio tracking that uses advanced AI to lock onto the chosen subject. With versatile video outputs, including SDI, HDMI, USB-C, and IP, it can be integrated with many live streaming systems and platforms. The PTZOptics Move SE has a maximum resolution output of 1080p at 60 frames per second. PTZOptics also offers an optional NDI HX upgrade for low latency and high-quality network video. Available in 12x, 20x, or 30x optical zoom, it also has focal range focus lock, motion sync, precision speed control, and color matching.
All right, not only did they show some new cameras, but they also showed they have an update to their CMP, which is their camera management software. And it's really, this software should be able to help you sell more PTZ cameras, especially PTZOptics. Lets you manage multiple cameras, you get camera control, you get auto tracking, advanced color correction, just very cool tools that make those cameras that much more powerful and valuable for your customers. And definitely want to look into using that and including that in your pitch. Any Gen 2 or newer PTZOptics camera gets the new update. And also, I just want to review the camera line. What do we got? We got the Move 4K cameras, which, I did a show on that. We talked about that, a 20x zoom, 4K, under $2,000. That's a home run, folks. They also showed their Link 4K PTZ cameras. These are cameras that are using Dante video, which was something new and at the show. Now, Dante video, guys, it's not better than NDI. It's not a replacement for NDI. What it is Dante leveraging that they've got this network control system for audio there already. Why not add video? So if you are a reseller who has experience with Dante, and you have customers who have Dante in their facility already, this is a much easier way for you to add IP video than having to set up an NDI network from scratch. So it's a great opportunity. Once again, if you're selling Dante, it's going to be a piece of cake for you to install. You know how it works. Or if your facility has Dante already, it's just an easier way to get IP-based video into the system. So great job on that for the PTZOptics folks. And also, while they're available, we've still got some great deals on Gen 2 PTZOptics cameras, USB, SDI, or NDI. We had a great visit with our friends over at YOLO. They were a couple of booths down from us. They're pushing the vertical video. Once again, vertical video is the big thing for the kids and younger people who are selling products on TikTok or Instagram. In the USA, vertical video, TikTok is now allowing people with a certain amount of users or likes or viewers to actually have an in-store and sell things directly from their TikTok. So I think this is a great opportunity, especially if you as a dealer have local mom and pop shops, restaurants, manicure, pedicure places, boutiques, antique stores, bookstores. Vertical video is a great way for them to increase their reach and get additional traffic and additional sales beyond just their store. And what a lot of people are doing is setting up one of these vertical devices in their store, and while they go about their day, they're just talking to the camera, showing off what they have, and it's a slow roll. Customers going to start selling one or two things, a week or a month, but if they stick to it, you'll find that you can help them increase their business dramatically, where I know a lot of people are seeing that their online sales are already bigger than their in-store sales, and they're complementing each other. So think about vertical video for your local area, for your local merchants and mom and pop shops and people like that. YOLO Box Pro, still our favorite all-in-one self-contained device. It just keeps getting better and better. It's an Android-based device, so they've added an additional firmware with additional tools, including network bonding is at first level. So very cool stuff. The YOLO Box Pro lets you stream, record, mix. It's got, remember, it's got the scoreboard. It's got lower thirds. A great product for you to sell to your customers who are looking for their first streaming solution. Now, I think most of them are going to love it and keep using it, but at $12.99, it's not too much to bite off. It's affordable. It's easy to use. And if you take the time to talk to your customers about it, I think you'll find there's a lot of them out there who are willing to fork out that kind of money and get started with live streaming. And then, of course, remember, you can add PTZ cameras and other cameras and stuff to that sale. Next up was Quantum H4000 Essential. Hold on one sec. Guys, I'm going to be honest. This isn't a new product. It was shipping last year. What's new about it is it's now available from Broadfield Distributing. We're super excited about this. This is an appliance that's going to give you Quantum StorNext shared storage, as well as Cat DV for asset management. It's a self-contained system starting at just under 15 grand at $14,999. I think this solution is a fantastic solution for corporate video, and we think corporate video is the #1 growth opportunity for 2000. So I want to just talk a little bit about why I'm saying corporate video is going to be so big this year. We know that our major cities are filled with office buildings that have empty offices in it. So companies are thinking, what can I do with that office space? Hey, what if I build a little studio in there where we could do presentations and broadcasts and record video for our customers, for our HR department, for whoever it is. So they've got the space. The other thing is that corporate America understands fully now that marketing without video is not marketing. You must have video as a component of your marketing spend. Well, a lot of the VPs in marketing took a look and said, wait a second, I was spending $20,000 to $25,000 for each video. We did 4 videos last year. I spent $100,000 on video. Why don't we take this back in and do it ourselves? And you know what? They are, and they're doing it very successful. So we're seeing a lot of companies, be they ad agencies, Fortune 500s, car dealerships. They're bringing their video in-house, so they have more control of the videos. They can produce more videos, and the videos are more affordable. Now, what are they having to do with that? Well, of course, they're having to buy some gear, and they're also needing some training, and they're also needing a way to store all that video footage, which is why I think the H4000 or the H4K is in the perfect spot for that. But also for corporate video, you need to have people who are going to be doing those videos, but they don't need to hire a full-time video department. What they need is just some people who are willing to to learn the video tools that we've shown in our shows that are available to your customers. So show them all the different stuff they have. They can start with a YOLO box. They can go with a TriCaster if they're a higher end of what they want to do. But help reach out to your corporate customers in your community and let them know that bringing video in-house, that you, Mr. Dealer, you, Mr. Integrator, you, Mr. VAR, are there to help them get in there, help them learn it, and they're going to save money and produce more content And content is king. And when you're producing content at $20,000 or $25,000 a video, that's expensive. When you're investing $100,000 to take your video inside, you can do 1 a month and eventually 2 a month or 3 a month. Now all of a sudden it becomes a great way to go. And what can that video be? It could be training for your customers. It could be training for their staff. It could be product videos. It could be HR. It could be the way the CFO or the CEO or the VP talks to his troops or talks to the outward community. It could be corporate branding. We're seeing it. It's for real. You know, years ago during the pandemic, we told you about the CARES money and how you should follow that money because things were going to be booming in education. That happened. It was great. We all made a lot of money, but you know what? Schools have PTZ cameras and the stuff they need for distance learning now. Now, schools are still investing in putting video studios into their schools, but they're not doing it to produce video. They're doing it so they can bring video as a skill set to teach their students how to produce and make videos. So if you've got your school still pitched that, but the pitch now is, hey, put in a TriCaster, let's get you going, let's get your kids using the latest tools and technology. As House of Worship goes, well, House of Worship, we've seen a change also. You know, a lot of the houses of worship got that PTZ camera in, the basic streaming, and it was good enough and it worked. And they love that they're able to communicate with the people at home, but they want people back in the pews. So where we're seeing House of Worship invest is they're investing in video technology, but not so much for streaming, but to create a better, more engaging experience within the church, within the house of worship. So they're putting up screens along the walls where they're showing, you know, the lyrics for different things. They're showing other video clips that are coming in during, you know, the songs or close-ups. They're using the band. They're integrating the band into the video production and things like that. They're going to overflow rooms and stuff like that. So house of worship is still a market, but it's not as easy as it was during the pandemic. The market that we think is going to boom in 2023 is corporate video, and I encourage you to do your research, reach out to the corporations in your area, and sell video technology to them because they want to buy it. So that's today's Liquid Lunch. I went way too long. I know Jim's going to kill me, but I say here's to a great NAB 2023. See you next year, folks.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers, so call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.